There's no way I can ever go. No, there's no
Take it, babe.
No way I'm living
without you.
And so I love when I hear your music. It just makes me feel so good, makes our viewers feel so good. So can we expect a little music from J Hud within the next few months, next few years?
You are born and raised in Houston, H-Town.
All day.
And so you are not too far from the birthplace of Juneteenth, Galveston, Texas. When I listen to your music, I mean, I have some favorite songs. I mean, I love My Love Is Like, well, I've been listening to I'ma lock you down, like all week.
He's bringing out the dad jokes.
Well, I hope that I can reel in a joke too. I'm bad.
Just keep planting seeds. It'll be fun.
That's good. Okay, Tom, where's your pun?
I got nothing.
Okay. A what?
A toque.
I have never heard of a toque before. I have always just called it
Come on, Florida girl.
like a hat or like a knitted hat. That is just a misleading spider, like big for no reason.
Back up.
Mother Nature just agrees with me.
Oh,
Okay.
Miss me?
Because
I've been
I'm
gone,
so
right?
excited to have you back. I know you had a wonderful vacation, but you need to be back here to tell us about this weather, Nathan. I don't eat that kashi.
Have you had it?
I don't want any.
No,
kashi.
you got. I'm gonna bring some tomorrow.
All right, yeah, I'm getting those text messages from people talking about, do I need a jacket or not? And we heard it here from Nathan.
We will jump right into it, everyone's favorite. Let's talk about money. You have made significant strides when it comes to tax cuts, specifically corporate taxes, personal income tax. Where are we in your plan to phase out personal income tax?
Well, I'm really proud of the fact that my first year in office.
As the governor, how do you balance staying true to yourself and being Sarah Huckabee Sanders while also being the governor of people who might not share the same ideologies and backgrounds that you have? How do you balance that? You can see some homes that have been completely wiped away and demolished. You can see tarps on a lot of these roofs here. Some of them don't even have roofs anymore, and it's just something that you really can't describe out here tonight until you actually come here and see it. We have team coverage tonight, including some of the hardest hit areas, Jacksonville, Wynn, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But we want to first go to Chief Meteorologist Tom Brandon. Tom, there is another system potentially on its way here to Arkansas. All right, Tom, thank you. Well, through the storms, we continue to see the resilience of many Arkansans. In just 2 minutes, we'll introduce you to a woman who says her past with natural disasters actually helped her with Friday's storms. That and more is next. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Faith Woodard. Tonight we are continuing our team coverage of a mass shooting in Dallas County. 11 civilians were shot. 3 of them are dead. Our top story tonight, the search for an Oklahoma murder suspect in Morrilton. Nathan, thank you. New tonight, Green Springs Medical Marijuana Dispensary will remain closed indefinitely. After years of legal battles and an eventual $700 million settlement from Johnson & Johnson, we finally know how much money is coming to Arkansas. Home insurance rates have skyrocketed in the past few years, and people living in areas at higher risks of fires and hurricanes are being hit the hardest. And now we go to the campaign trail where former President Donald Trump could soon be facing a financial crisis.
24 of Little Rock.
All right, a lot of information shared with us in that briefing, so let's recap some of those main points. Sarah, I understand you spoke with some folks who were in the immediate area when the first shots were fired. We begin with Ashley Godwin. Ashley, you have been on the scene all day and were there as state police gave a press conference today. What can you tell us about today's tragic events? Third, take them only as prescribed and make sure to finish your treatment even if you are feeling better. As one state board takes away a license, another moves closer to giving one out. President Joe Biden is telling the American people to tune in and listen tonight as he addresses the country for the first time since dropping out of the presidential race. Meanwhile, in Pine Bluff, today city leaders addressed the ongoing copper theft problem disrupting the city, according to the police department so far this year. New information tonight, a major shakeup is coming to Southwest Airlines. Starting sometime next year, the company will allow travelers to buy assigned seats. Smiles, laughs, playing with toys. It's a typical family moment for Cassie and Alexandria Vaughn and their 1-year-old son Landon. But it's a moment that almost never happened.
I mean, we always knew we wanted to have a family, but you just really don't know how that's going to happen, right? 2 women, it's just, you just don't know how you're going to do that.
The Vaughns say they've always been eager to become parents, but as a gay couple, they knew they would need a sperm donor to see their dream fulfilled.
So we knew for sure we wanted a black donor, absolutely, right? We're a biracial couple, so we wanted our child to, you know, like be similar to us.
The couple decided their child would be carried by Alexandria and Cassie would be represented by an anonymous African-American sperm donor. But finding the right donor was easier said than done. The Vaughns say they experienced a lack of options at not 1, but 2 separate sperm banks.
There was a site that had over 700 donors, and it was probably 25 African-American donors.
It's not just Arkansas, but a growing national problem. According to a recent Washington Post article, black sperm donors make up only 2% of available supply at the country's 4 largest sperm banks.
Being in those offices and at the clinics, I seen straight women, I seen single women, I seen lesbian women, you name it. It's all type of people trying to complete their family.
According to a spokesperson at the California Cryobank, the waiting list for an in-demand white donor is normally 3 months. For a black donor, the wait can stretch as long as 18 months.
And we finally found one that we felt like really resembled my wife. They both are Scorpios. They both play basketball. He's an entrepreneur, so is she.
The Vaughns say the birth of their son Landon makes them thankful for those who do donate to all families in need, including those battling infertility. But doctors say many black men and women who are healthy enough to do so may not even know there's a need for donors, much less a shortage.
I was recently reading an article where the women were saying it's almost like there's a bidding war, right? There's so few African American donors that they try and buy it up. And one woman said that she sometimes felt guilty because if she bought an additional vial, then that meant one of her sisters, right, was going to go without.
Dr. Gloria Rashard Davis at UAMS says a lack of knowledge and comfort with the procedure could be another barrier.
Right, it's not like it's an extensive procedure to collect sperm, but you have to be willing to give from the heart.
Dr. Davis says this absence of donors could also be linked to some black men feeling like they have no control.
Because there's also the question or the distrust of, what are you going to do with my sperm, right? You know, I lose control. How do I know what's going to happen?
I think maybe mentally they feel like, oh, but I'll have a kid somewhere that I'm not, you know, even like responsible for, never met.
While donating sperm in other communities may be accepted, for some African Americans, this is not the case. Vanderbilt professor of African American Studies, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson, says slavery played a role.
Black men and women's bodies were used to procreate in slavery to make certain that we had enough people to till the fields and to tend the needs of the dominant white society,
causing many African American men today to opt for having full control and autonomy over the way they reproduce.
We weren't literally allowed to marry. Our children could be taken from us. They could be sold off. We had no control except over, after slavery, the children we produced. So it's extremely important that we're able to produce children, and when we can't, it seems a great gulf in our own community.
Even when black men do donate, there can still be issues. Some studies show their donations may not work due to male infertility issues, such as lower sperm counts than white and Hispanic or Latino men.
Infertility shouldn't be a problem because we have 3 billion people who make sperm right now.
Trenton Meeks understands this problem and said after learning of the need, he's working to become a part of the solution.
It's embarrassing to talk about not having fertile sperm or not being able to reproduce.
Meeks is hoping that with more conversations, it may reduce the stigma around infertility so black men feel just as comfortable donating as him.
Just don't be weird about it.
It's more than just conversation though. Dr. Davis says more effort is needed to recruit Black men.
We typically recruit from college campuses, from professional schools, so you have a small pool there anyway.
Another way to help, better educating Black patients of their genetic history, a requirement if you want to donate.
So it's like, 2 generations back. Can you tell us?
Experts I spoke with say doing all of this will help address Black infertility. That and a changed mindset.
But we got to be on the offense. We got to talk about reproduction. Contraception is don't have them babies. Don't be out there being promiscuous. Don't be out there getting caught. The positive side of reproduction is valuing the Black body.
More dialogue, more acceptance, more fertility in the Black community.